Hello and welcome back to the We Are City channel, and Season 3 of the Manchester City Career Mode is here, and we have all changed, don't we? You guys had the vote who would be the manager to replace Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola last season for the club in the last year of his contract won. How many trophies did he win? It was absolutely ridiculous. I think we won 7 trophies with him, didn't we? So it's time to make things different. Time to make a change. Pep thinks he's achieved everything he could at Manchester City. He left a very happy man. And replacing him was this man. You guys voted for him. It's Luis Enrique. The Spain manager comes in to take over from Pep Guardiola like he wanted at Barcelona on a 3-year deal. Whether he stays longer than that, we're not sure. But maybe Luis Enrique can try and replicate what Pep's done, or at least sustain what Pep has done. You know, it's going to be a bit of a changeover period. It's going to be difficult, probably. Players going in and going out, a new era. And then maybe another manager comes in after those 3 years. We'll have to see how it goes. But Luis Enrique, as you can see there, is our new manager. So welcome, Luis Enrique. We've got a whole new tactic. The squad, the formation, everything has changed. Things are going to be different. We're going to play the way Luis Enrique did play. And the squad is looking so strong, isn't it? We've got a few players back from loan. Kaique has got to play this season, 84 rated now, the young Brazilian on that right-hand side. We've got big decisions to make as a manager. You know, do we make certain signings? Do we, you know, completely refresh the squad? Do we keep the squad the way it is, considering how many trophies they won last season? I think a bit of a refresh is needed, but I'm not sure in what positions. We've got such a good team, haven't we, really? Got so many good young players coming through. We're just going to have to make decisions and see how it goes, and we'll see what happens in this transfer window. We want to make the squad younger, and on your screen now is how the finances are looking, and we'll explain those finances to you and why we didn't spend any money last season and why we have money to spend this season. So this is how the club's finances are looking. It's quite interesting. I know a lot of numbers there. Straight away you're confused what is going on, but I'll explain it right now. So in Season 1, these are the players we sold. You can see there, for example, Philippe Sandler, we sold him for $2 million. He was on $38,000 per week on a 2-year deal. So, of course, that adds up to a certain amount of millions. So that's how much we've, you know, recouped by selling him. So it's not just the transfer fee, it's all the wages. So, you know, you see there Sergio Aguero, a lot of wages for him. The same for Fernandinho, Jesus and Mendy. He says they went on a free, but of course they went in deals. So we brought in Theo Hernandez for 46 plus Benjamin Mendy, who's worth 17 million. We had Hernandez on $105,000 per week on a 5-year deal. Benjamin Mendy was on $90,000 per week on a 2-year deal. So, of course, the $90,000 is then taken away from the $105,000 on the 2-year deal. That's how it works. So, Lukaku we brought in for $117 million. Joao Felix for $128 plus Gabriel Jesus. Aouar for $58 and Quadwo Bar for $2.3. So, overall in the season, the players we sold, we brought in $57.5 million plus another $75.2 million in just wages that we saved. Total revenue, we had $354.4 million spent on transfers, which is a lot of money, isn't it? 132 just on the contracts of those players. So overall, the revenue we brought in from winning the Premier League and so on, the trophies, we got $211 million, meaning overall, the club in Season 1 was working at 100 minus $142.6 million, which isn't great, of course, at a lower number. However, going into Season 2 last year, if you think we didn't really sign any players, did we? We signed 2 players on a free and 1 player in Ibarra for $2.4 million. And we sold the likes of Brath, Gomez, Pedro Porro, a massive sale, $55 million for him. Bernabe Palaversa for $21 million, Illich for $14 million. We did well. So we brought in $99.6 million in player sales, $21 million of that. Plus, on top of that is, of course, the wages. Total out, only spent $2.4 million, $4.8 million on wages. And revenue, we won 7 trophies, didn't we, in Pep Guardiola's last year? $220 million from the 7 trophies. So we were working at $333.4 plus million. So this season, going into this season for transfers and things, we have $190.8 million to spend currently. That's how much we're working ahead of ourselves. Profit. That's how much we can spend. Of course, player sales on top of that will even add to that budget. So that's how much we can spend without going into the minus. But what is the main thing I'm trying to come out of this is the club is becoming self-sustainable. We are buying players at a small amount and selling for big money. And through the revenue and through everything, the players do not need, you know, we don't need to spend big money every year. We've got enough money. We're not working at a minus amount. We're not losing money as a club. We're actually gaining money every time. So we're working at plus $190.8 million currently. And that's going to get even better because with player sales, of course, we can spend big money. But with player sales, we probably always try and stay in a plus rather than a minus. It was just Season 1 where we made big changes to the squad to allow us to get to this point. We've got a couple of pre-season games that we're not too interested in playing. It's more about getting into the season. We will sim past these pre-season games, quick sim them, get players who are, you know, some of our stronger players, get them ready for the season, get them up to fitness so they can play every game. And we come away with a 1-0 win over Sevilla. It is Kevin De Bruyne in the 13th minute that gives us a win over the Spanish side. Up next is Beijing Guan, and again, same side, same idea, same formation. We'll simulate this game. And a 4-2 win. We did concede 2 goals. Something we need to work on this season is defending. Hopefully Luis Enrique can bring that to us. Kevin De Bruyne with a double. And a 4-2 win. We're looking quite good in the pre-season tournament, aren't we? Next is Benfica. And once again, we'll sim through this game. A 2-0 win over Benfica. It's Raheem Sterling with the goal. Joao Felix in the 15th minute. And they actually got a red card, didn't they? With Waldschmidt. Well, this is something that's really good to know. Phil Foden is back from his injury. Been injured the whole last season, wasn't it? Pretty much most of it with that ACL injury, but he's back and hopefully ready to really perform this season, because when he plays he's so good, but the injuries are starting to hamper him, aren't they? And you don't want him to go down the sort of Jack Wilshere career route. So let's just discuss the squad here under Luis Enrique. Ederson's going nowhere. Bazunu, I'm happy to make him our second choice, but maybe not quite yet. I want him to be our first choice in the future ahead of Ederson. He will go out on loan this season if a loan is possible. Zach Steffen is too good to be second choice. He's got 12 months left in his contract, and he wants to play more game time, so maybe we let Zach Steffen go and bring in a new second choice goalkeeper. We also need to bring in a third choice goalkeeper. Scott Carson did retire, so no Scott Carson anymore. We've got Diaz and Laporte, they're not going anywhere. Of course, Ibarra out on loan there. Mbete out on loan, he's really impressing. Looks like he'll be coming back for the future. We've got Nathan Ake in Stone, so I'm very happy with our centre-back options. Howard Bellis, we're looking for a loan for him. Kyle Walker, Issa Kaborian, Kyoto, and of course Cancelo are our right-back options. Walker's slowing down, and his contract is up at the end of the year, so that's the decision we need to make on him. Kabore's looking good, he's loan listed, and so is Yan Kyoto. Maybe they could be used in some sort of deal. Midfield I'm happy with Rodri and Herrera, although we do lack a sort of physical midfielder, don't we? Maybe that's something we need to look at. Out on loan we've got Diego Rossa, and Joe Hodge, who is going to be returning from his loan shortly in this window. And when he does return, we're looking to sell him on a field. We've got Marshall out on loan there as well. Pereira out on loan at West Brom, he's doing well. Zinchenko is a left back. I'm liking Zinchenko, but maybe we look to move him on now. I'm not quite sure. We can get a lot of money for him, even though he's quite good. I'm not sure. He's more of a midfielder, isn't it? Ayala looks good. He's on the loan list. Teo Hernandez, of course, our left back. We're going to convert him to a left wing back as well. Tommy Doyle got high hopes for, giving the number 28 shirt, wanting to play this season. The same for Hussein Mawar. Fiorini's impressing. We're happy with De Bruyne and Cancelo. Vigara's not going to be good enough for us, I don't think, at any point, so we'll look to sell him. Cole Palmer, we're hoping he makes it because I do really like him. The same for Van der Heide here, the next Frenkie de Jong, possibly the Dutch midfielder. Lucas Nemecha will be sold if we can. Bernardo Silva, our most used player last season under Pep Guardiola, but decisions need to be made because we've got a lot of players in midfield and a lot of players on the wing, and we don't need that many. Sousa and McAtee out on loan. Ilkay Gundogan's 32, he's not getting any younger, so a decision to be made on him at some point. Phil Foden coming back from injury. Raheem Sterling also 28 years of age now. We need to keep refreshing the squad. We've got Stefanovic and Barr out on loan, and Rodgers, and look how good they are, especially Filip Stefanovic. We've got Ferran Torres, who's a favourite, of course, under Luis Enrique in the Spain, when he was in the Spain squad, my Spain manager. We've got Mahrez again, 32 years of age. Maybe it's time to move Mahrez on. Enrique's out on loan. Kaiki has got to play this season, hasn't he? 84 rated. Maybe he replaces Mahrez. We've got Sarmiento still out on loan, 77 rated, but looking good. Liam Delap, 75 rated. And of course, the strikers are looking good as well. Although I want to give Delap more play time after, I mean, he scored that Champions League final winning goal for us, didn't he? Maybe it's time for him to shine. Maybe this is Lukaku's last season at the club. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm thinking big things for Liam Delap pretty soon. Well, we've managed to convert Alexander Zinchenko to a midfielder, and look at that, he's gone to 87 rated. That is ridiculous, but now we have so many good midfielders. I'm not sure what to do with him. Do we sell him for profit? Do we play him? He's a good player. I mean, look at his stats. All in the high, 70s, 80s. But that is ridiculous, isn't it, for Zinchenko? An 87 rated midfielder now. Well, Fulham are interested in taking Diego Ayala on a 2-year loan, and we're happy to accept that one for the young Spaniard. 2 years on loan at Fulham will do him good. 71 rated at 17. He's clearly someone who's got high potential. Well, I've found here three amazing players for the future. Three free agents as well. So the first one is Aresti. He's a left-footed Italian centre-back, 6 foot. Could maybe be converted to a left-back maybe in the future. We have Ibarra, but of course left-back's a hard position to come by. 18 years of age, 72 rated. Let's approach to sign this man. 3 free agents. I mean, he's not even the best of the bunch yet. So let's sign this man. Prospect. We'll try and just loan him out straight away. Let him develop out on loan. Length of his contract, a 5-year deal for Aresti. Let's continue. Disregard release clause. He wants, what, 16,000 per week, 16,500. We're happy to accept that. 72 rated, 18. Clearly a very highly rated young man. And he joins. So our first signing under the Luis Enrique era is this man, young centre-back Aresti. And of course, we're always thinking about the future of the club. Our next signing will be Russo. This man, 17 years of age, 67 rated, Argentinian striker. Maybe him and Liam Delap, the future of the striker position. He's only 17, and we're approached to sign him also, but he's not the best of the bunch so far. There's one more. He's absolutely amazing. So we'll give him a prospect like the others. 17 years of age, 67 rated. Clearly going to be a good player, Russo. He wants a 4-year deal. Let's get him on a 5-year deal. So Brian Russo, Argentinian striker. We've got plenty of young South Americans, haven't we, at the club? 6,500 per week. It's good enough for me. Should be good enough for Brian Russo also. So Brian Russo is our second signing. Another youngster brought in on a free transfer. There's some amazing youngsters out there. And this is the final one. And this is the one that has made the most news with me. Kilmowitz, I think his name is Kilmowitz. Nicholas Kilmowitz. He's a right footer. He's a right or left winger. Probably a left winger judging by these stats. But look at these stats. He's quick. He's technical. Got good ball control. Good free kicks. 88 finishing at 20 years of age. He might not play this season. He might go out on loan. But that is a ridiculous young man. He's worth 34 million. I mean, I know we've got plenty of young wingers at the club, but this is not the sort of player you can miss out on, is it? This could be the next Lionel Messi, for example. So he wants a prospect squad role. Fine by me. Wants a 3-year deal, not a 5-year deal. We'll get him on a 4-year, however. Well, we'll look to loan him out this season. No release clause. Absolutely fine by me for Kilmowitz. Nicholas Kilmowitz. Finally, he wants 64,000 per week. Nicholas Kilmowitz becomes our third signing of the transfer window. So these are our objectives for the season. It says sign 2 players at least younger than 20 years of old with potential greater than the average overall rating of players currently in the same position. Within the same season, sign 3 crucial players and make a profit of 112.5 million, which is probably possible, and win the Champions League. So the youth development, we're going pretty well. Sign a player in youth academy assigned to defender position. We should be able to do that, shouldn't we? Get 12 wins in home league matches. Expand the club in South America with 2 seasons. So that means signing South Americans, which we're probably going to do that. Within the same season, sign 3 crucial players and make a profit, like we just said. Win the Premier League, win the FA Cup, and win the Champions League. Now, these are the objectives, our border setters, but we're going to set our own objectives this season to sort of make this career mode a bit more exciting, a little bit more exciting. So here are the objectives I've set ourselves for this season. So these are the 6 objectives we've set ourselves this season, split into 3 categories: game, squad and financial. So the first one is to keep 19 clean sheets from 38 Premier League games this season. That's not going to be easy, but we need to improve our defence, so that's one that we want to complete hopefully this season. We'll see how we do with that one. Play players from the youth squad in a combined 40 games in all competitions. That's including, Foden, players like that. We want 40 games a season from all players who've come through the youth team. I think we should be able to achieve that one. Gavin Bazunu maybe as well can get some game time. We've got squad, end the season with an average age of squad age of 27. At the moment it's a bit older than that, so we need to just decrease the squad age, get a couple of young players involved. Scored plus 20 goals with 2 or more players in the league. So last season Lukaku scored nearly 40 goals, didn't he? And then second place was Felix with around, I think, 15 or something. So we want to try and get 2 players that get more than 20 goals in the Premier League this season. And finally, our 2 financial objectives. The first one is to make over 100 million from player sales from over the 2 transfer windows. That should be possible. It means, though, letting go maybe of one of our bigger players. And finally, reduce the player wage total cost by around 5 million by the end of the season. So our wages, we want to maybe let people go and get the wages down by 5 million a season to save ourselves some money. So next it's Lyon, and we will simulate this game against Lyon with the same side. Strong side. And we win 2-0. Ilkay Gundogan with a goal in the 80th minute. Kevin De Bruyne in the 12th. So for the final game of pre-season, we face Inter Milan. And we'll quick sim this game once again against Inter. With a 1-1 draw in the end, Inter Milan won the pre-season tournament on penalties. Zinchenko, Walker, Herrera, all missing penalties. Look at them, Pedri, Verratti, Hakimi scoring for Inter Milan. So it's the 20th of July and it's about time we started making the transfer moves we wish to make. Now the first move we're going to make is an odd one. It's a marketing opportunity that I think we can't turn down as a club. Bukayo Saka is at Arsenal. He's 87 rated at 21 years of age, and Arsenal are all the way down in 10th, 11th place. They haven't played European football for a very long time now. So maybe it is the right decision to try and bring this man in, because we don't want Arsenal getting back to playing good again and then we'll miss out on him. He's 21 years of age. He can play right wing. He can also play left back, which is interesting to me because we've moved Zinchenko to a midfielder, haven't we? So we've only got one left back currently at the club in Theo Hernandez. Maybe Saka, you could say, is wasted at left back, but to add that sort of technical quality at left back, but also maybe he could play on that right wing with, you know, Kaiki, and then we've got Ferran Torres and Foden on that left-hand side. Riyad Mahrez maybe isn't needed this season, and maybe Riyad Mahrez would be interested in a move to Arsenal in this deal. Let's see what we can do with Arsenal here. We can't be sentimental about players. When they get older, they start decreasing. So Riyad Mahrez is a big option for me to be included in this deal at 67 million. Another option for me is Alexander Zinchenko. He's 77.5 million worth of a player now. He's 87 rated as a centre midfielder, 26 years of age. I know he's good, but just look at our midfield. If you think of centre midfield roles, we've got Kevin De Bruyne. We've got Ilkay Gundogan. We've got Houssem Aouar we brought in, who hasn't been great, Aouar. But he got the most assists last season. But that's 3 right there. Zinchenko, also Foden can play for the middle. Bernardo Silva. We've got too many central midfielders. So maybe Zinchenko is the one that we let go. We've also got Zach Steffen that I'd happily involve in this deal. Issa Kabore could be an option for Arsenal, but also Kyle Walker, who's continuing to decrease. And finally, in the centre-back position, maybe Nathan Ake is a player Arsenal would be interested in. So we've got a few players to offer. I know my first offer will be, because we've got so many right wingers, that Bernardo Silva, look, he's 108 million worth of a right winger. We're going to offer Riyad Mahrez. So we're going to offer Riyad Mahrez plus 17.5 million. Let's see what Arsenal think about that. Whether that be a deal they're interested in for Bukayo Saka. They want 60 million plus Saka. Now that is a lot of money that Mikel Arteta's men want. Now paying 60 million for Saka, I have no problem with that. But plus a 67 rated £1 million player is a bit of a difference for me. Quite a big difference. What if we go down to around 25.5 million for Bukayo Saka? I mean, he is worth over 100 million. He's 21 years of age. He's an English international. 25.5. Now they've gone down to 45.5 from 60. So clearly, there's a bit of negotiating to be done here with Arsenal. How about 32.5 million? It's a lot of money for Saka. But Riyad Mahrez going to Arsenal, it just seems to make sense. I feel like Mahrez would want to stay in the Premier League. I think a move to Arsenal would very much suit Riyad Mahrez. In fact, on that right-hand side for them, they want 45.6. What about 38.5? We're going to push and push until we will match their offer eventually. 38.5, that's a realistic offer. So 38.5 plus Riyad Mahrez for a young winger who's probably going to be one of the best young English wingers in the world. Unfortunately, Mahrez at 32 years of age, we're bringing a player 11 years younger than him in Bukayo Saka. An England international, increasing our homegrown quota. He wants to be an important player. We'll accept that one. Arsenal have been really poor, haven't they? So to bring in a player from Arsenal to rob them, City have done that in the past. We're going to do it here. 5-year deal for Bukayo Saka. No, really, he wants a £193 million release clause. We do not want any release clauses in Bukayo Saka's contract. And finally, discuss financials. Well, we're going to up his wages, surely. Let's say 145. And a signing bonus of 200. Submit that offer. So Mahrez for Saka. Bukayo Saka's with that. So we sign a new winger or fullback, depending on where we decide to play him for Luis Enrique's side. His first massive signing is Bukayo Saka. We are looking to increase our homegrown quota, but also you know, sign some players. So we need a third choice goalkeeper anyway. We haven't got a third choice goalkeeper. And these are the options. We've got Simon Moore, we've got Joe Day, and we've got David Button. Now, Button is going to cost us around 30,000 per week. A little less for Joe Day. They're never actually going to play. So I think we'll go for Joe Day purely because he is the cheapest on this list of English goalkeepers out there to sign. So he wants to be a sporadic first team player. That's fine. He's hardly going to play any games for us. A 1-year deal. He's 32. Let's try and get him on a 2-year deal as our third choice goalkeeper for 2 years. He doesn't want a release clause. We're happy with that. A lot of financial things thrown in there. Wants a signing bonus. He's happy with that. So 11,500 per week for Joe Day. He will replace Scott Carson as our third choice goalkeeper. And maybe not if or when we see Zach Steffen leave. We've got options to replace him. I'm either going to go for Kasper Schmeichel, an experienced goalkeeper to the backup job, or maybe Alex McCarthy on a free. Not going to play many games. Could even play Edison in the cup games. There's also Geronimo Rulli, who's played for City before, but he doesn't count as an English player. And like we said, we want to bring that English quota up a little bit. If anything happens with Kyle Walker, we're not quite sure yet. I'm looking at Tariq Lamptey. And another signing I'm looking at only making 3 signs under Luis Enrique, is this man, Yves Bissouma, 26 years of age, 82 rated. But he's just, when you look at his stats, he's just such an all-rounder, isn't he, Yves Bissouma? I mean, look at that, 92 dribbling, 88 stamina. He's such an athletic midfielder, that's something we like. All green in his summary. A well-rounded midfielder, maybe something we do lack, and maybe something we'll look into bringing in, maybe. But, I mean, we've got Zinchenko, Bernardo Silva, so many midfielders at the moment. It's hard to decide, isn't it? But right back, maybe, is the option. And if Kyle Walker does, anything happens with Kyle Walker, Tariq Lamptey, I think, will be the man. So before we get into our first game, it's time to look at the sliders once again. Because last season, we won every single trophy possible, didn't we? Even when we are playing an Ultimate with difficult sliders. So we're going to make the sliders even more difficult. So sprint speed for the CPU is going up to 53. Acceleration up to 52. Shot error is going to come down to 33. And pass error is going to come all the way down to 22. Shot speed and pass speed will stay the same. Injury frequency, of course, will stay the same. Goalkeeper ability, we're going to put up to 66 now. Marking, even tighter marking, 59. Run frequency, harder to mark, 53. Line height, we'll keep it the same because otherwise you're getting behind a bit too easily, won't we? Full up positioning and first touch error, we're going to take that down to 28. So it's even more difficult now. We've tweaked it a little bit. Maybe it's too hard. We'll find out. But, I mean, these players should be making any mistake passes now, should they, at 22. Pass error. The CPU might be very difficult to play. So our first game will be against Liverpool in the Charity Shield final. Of course, we won every trophy possible. But Liverpool, they have been invited to play us since they were second in the Premier League at the start of this season. So this is how we're going to go with against Liverpool. A couple of odd players in there, you'll say, but this is how we're going to try it. Gavin Bazunu is going to start. Maybe he's good enough to be a second choice goalkeeper. Maybe we don't need to loan him out. Maybe we don't need to sign another second choice. We'll let Zach Steffen leave for his game time because he's way too good to be a second choice keeper. And we'll just rotate Bazunu in the cup if he impresses today. If he doesn't, then we'll look for another second choice. At right back, we've got Cancelo, Diaz, Laporte in the centre, and Bukayo Saka starting at left wing back. We are converting him to left wing back. We'll try him out there and see how he does. Whether he's more of a winger or a wing back, we'll find out. We've got Yankel Herrera holding the midfield. We're trying to build up the fitness of these players as well and the sharpness. De Bruyne and Zinchenko in the midfield. Zinchenko, we've converted to a midfielder. Whether to keep him or not is another question. But I'm playing him there as well just to give a bit of support to Saka on this left-hand side. Just in case. Zinchenko, good defensive player. We've then got Bernardo Silva on the right. Raheem Sterling on the left. And Romelu Lukaku. Through the middle on the bench, we've got Delap, Kaiki, Foden, Doyle, Walker, Stones, and Edison. I mean, look at this. This is our squad for the season. It's looking very good, isn't it? Maybe there's some changes to happen. We've got a nice, strong squad there. Maybe there's a few more changes to happen yet. But I'm happy with how the squad's looking under Luis Enrique's first season with the club. And this is his first game, first competitive game, really, as manager. So here we are at Wembley, facing Liverpool today. The side that pushed us all the way to the title last season. But they couldn't stop us. And they couldn't stop us in the FA Cup. They couldn't stop us in the Carabao Cup. They couldn't stop us in the Champions League. No one could stop us in any competition last season. It's a new era now. Pep Guardiola has left. But he's left the club in good hands, hasn't it, with Luis Enrique. And he's made his first signing, his first, big signing in Bukayo Saka from Arsenal. And he's named a different side today, giving some of the players the chance to impress him in this game. And there are the Liverpool players, Jota, Salah, Firmino. Still the usual Liverpool front line. City looking good as well. They've got Lo Celso, Partey in there, I think, Liverpool. A debut for this man. 38.5 million we paid for him technically. Of course, Riyad Mahrez went the other way to Arsenal. I love Mahrez, he's a class player. But at 32 years of age, it was his time. And it might be a few other players' time as well. Look at Saka there, warming up, playing at left wing back today. But it's going to be a very attacking fullback role for Bukayo Saka. So Manchester City versus Liverpool. It's live from Wembley Stadium. Sterling, a bit of an English connection down this side here. Sterling back into Bukayo Saka. Here is Saka. Options, cuts it back to Zinchenko with a shot. It's a penalty to Manchester City. Captain Virgil van Dijk is give away a penalty in the box. I think as Zinchenko went to hit that. Van Dijk with a foul. Yellow card for Virgil van Dijk as well. Saka's created that chance from fullback. It's a harsh one, isn't it? A very harsh penalty decision. And Raheem Sterling's the one who's going to stand up and take it, is he? Let's see. I think I'd be more confident with maybe Lukaku taking this. Our top goal scorer last season. Lukaku into the bottom corner. And 1-0 we lead in this Charity Shield against Liverpool. It's Romelu Lukaku with a goal. Celebration for the Belgian. In massive goal scoring form. Cannot stop scoring, can it? Cannot stop scoring. And it's continuing on from last season and the season before, it seems. Steps up for this penalty. Calm. Into the bottom corner. Really good penalty. Alisson, I think if he'd gone the right way, wouldn't even save it. And Lukaku kicks off the season with a goal, as he tends to do. 1-0 we lead Liverpool. Here's Fabinho. Ball over top to Andrew Robertson. Cancelo across. Oh, wonderful work from Robertson. Sent Cancelo there. Cancelo, good recovery though. Robertson not quick enough to cross it. Herrera across. Good work by Yangel Herrera. Always puts a good shift in for the team. Actually felt quite comfortable defensively so far today. Cross in. Diaz deals with it. Saka keeps it in. Zinchenko in his own box. Got to be careful, Zinchenko there. Corner ball. Cross comes in. Partey with a header. Oh, and it's just over the bar. Lukaku. Look at Bukayo Saka. Really excelling in this fullback position. He's fed Lukaku, who feeds Zinchenko, who should score. Back to Lukaku with a shot. Blocked away. Oh, Herrera. Terrible pass. Counter. Great counter. Jota. Salah! Wonderful finish from Mo Salah. 1-1 on the counter. Caught out there. That's disappointing. We should have done a lot better in that position. Jurgen Klopp. Still a Liverpool manager. Celebrates with his side. It's been at Liverpool a very long time now, hasn't he, Jurgen Klopp? Maybe happy Guardiola's gone. Thinking he has the chance to dominate English football. Good strike from Salah. There's not much Bazunu could do about that, really. The young goalkeeper. 1-1. It's a disappointing start. Lukaku, good ball into Sterling. It's better. Saka. Saka. Puts inside. Well played. Saka into Bernardo. Back to Lukaku with a strike. Blocked away. Oh, and Saka's down injured here. I'm hoping the young man gets up. Here's Lukaku. Good strength. And a good ball into Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Lukaku. Sterling. Zinchenko! Well, Zinchenko gets in the box and scores. 2-1 we lead. We've been calling him. He hasn't been impressive today, but he's got a goal. Couldn't miss from there, really, could he, though, Alexander Zinchenko? Really good chance created for him. It's a good finish by Alexander Zinchenko. Really good finish. And it depends on the extent of this Bukayo Saka injury, because if Saka's going to be out for a while, Zinchenko's back at left back for this season. Good goal by Zinchenko. So 2-1 we lead now, just before half-time. I think Saka's going to come off at half-time, not to risk the injury, whatever it might be. He has played on, which is a positive sign that he's not too bad. So the half-time substitution we are going to make is, of course, Bukayo Saka off, and it's Kaiki who's coming on. He's going to come on the right-hand side. Bernardo Silva's going to go through the middle, and Zinchenko at left-back. And what's really interesting with our squad is Zinchenko can play left-back or centre midfield. Bernardo Silva can play on the right or centre midfield. Saka can play left-back or right wing. It just shows the versatility we have in this squad, and that's really impressive. And we'll see how we do in this second half. All over the top here to Salah. Good interception by Bernardo Silva. Perhaps works a lot better through the middle. Bazunu. Laporte. Oh, really well played. Really well played. On into Sterling. We've cut them apart here. Here's Kaiki. Oh, what a tackle by Robertson. Oh, it's from behind. Be a yellow card for Robertson here, but that was wonderful football from us, playing out the danger. Bazunu excelling in goal. He's showing he can play it out from the back, the young man. Really good tackle from Robertson. De Bruyne. Back to Diaz. Oh, well, we've played out the back wonderfully today. And look at that. You play out the back, and then you set yourself away. It's Raheem Sterling, and Raheem Sterling makes it 3-1. Great goal by Sterling, but great play again. We're playing out from the back better than we ever have done. Better than we did under Pep in these previous 2 seasons. Breakdown Liverpool. Sterling hits that with some power, doesn't it? No saving that for Alisson. And a goal for the number 7, Raheem Sterling. 3-1 we lead. Just been too good. We really have been too good. Kaiki, Lukaku. Taken down Kaiki. De Bruyne. Lukaku. Sterling. Still Sterling. Still Sterling. Oh, it's saved by Alisson. Behind for a corner. Kaiki looks lively, doesn't it? The Brazilian. Looks really lively. Knocked on. Sabitzer. Ball over the top to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Ball into the box. Diaz deals with it. Been impressed with us defensively today. I think we made maybe one mistake. Oh, well played. Doyle. Kaiki. Oh, mistake by Kaiki. But what a save by that man, Gavin Bazunu. I think we've got unlimited subs in this game, so we might bring Phil Foden on. But really good save from Bazunu. He's making a statement to the manager, Luis Enrique, isn't he, Bazunu? He wants to be second choice. He wants to battle with Ederson next season. Or this season. And maybe he can do. Kyle Walker's going to come on as well. Van Dijk. Under pressure from Kaiki. He wins it back. Kept it in as well. Then to De Bruyne. Wide to Walker, who's on. Kyle Walker. Walker. Sterling. It's another goal for Raheem Sterling against Liverpool. And it's 4-1. We lead. And this is going to be the first trophy of the Enrique era. It may be not the most important trophy, the Charity Shield. But I tell you what is important, making a statement against the side that want to challenge for the Premier League. Walker across the box and Raheem Sterling taps it in. Stone's going to come on for Laporte. But a really good finish from Sterling. Simple finish, really. Kaiki doing the hard work on that right-hand side. And Raheem Sterling gets goal number 2. And he's not been in ridiculously goal-scoring form, has he, Sterling? In the previous 2 seasons, maybe. He's back to his best here. Good block by Stones. It still falls through to a Liverpool player. Free kick came off the hand. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Can't see him shooting from here. He'll cross one into Van Dijk with a header down. Robertson with a shot. Another one blazed over the bar from Liverpool. They had pot shots, really. They've struggled to beat Gavin Bazunu. Walker. Up to Kaiki, and that is full time. Manchester City have won the Charity Shield again. And this time against Liverpool. Luis Enrique there with Jurgen Klopp. Celebrates with him. Another Spanish manager at Manchester City. Starts his managerial role at the club off with success. And the players step up now. Kaiki was very impressed from the right hand side, I tell you. Very impressive, the young Brazilian. I think he's going to be perfect to replace Mahrez. Absolutely perfect. Hopefully the Saka injury isn't too bad. And there's Kevin De Bruyne as he steps up. So Manchester City, Charity Shield winners once again. And that is going to end today's episode. We've kicked off the season. We've kicked off season 3. We've kicked it off with a trophy. The trophies just keep on coming for this club, don't we? As we continue to dominate English football. Thank you very much for watching. Please do continue to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm sure you're excited as much as I am about season 3. And we'll see you next time.